Hello, Renee Flamont here. You guys, we're talking about revenge today. And I want to make sure that we do pay this its own video at this time because it's something that a lot of people spend their efforts on doing, is seeking revenge on the narcissist. And I just want to be clear when I say it does more harm than good for endless reasons. And I assure you, the narcissist gets theirs. And the next video is going to be on karma. It's very closely intertwined, I think, with revenge and seeking that on someone. And we'll discuss it more. But back to you taking revenge on the narcissist. My concern is you, not them. The energy and effort and concentration and time and patience and waiting it takes to seek revenge upon someone should be enough to make you question why you're bothering. Should be enough to inform you that you should not bother. Let's unpack this. First of all, living in the space of that all-consuming revenge takes that much more from you. I just listed all the things revenge takes. The patience, the time, the energy, okay. Haven't they taken enough from you already? They've taken so much from so many of us, many of you, decades long. Haven't they taken enough already? You want to spend now the remainder of your time making sure what? That you want to make sure they get theirs? So you don't trust that the world will do that? That their dysfunctional world will make them get theirs? Again, next video we'll talk about that. Oh, they will. But secondly, there's nothing you can do to a narcissist that'll make them see you. That'll make them understand your pain. That'll make them realize how bad they were to you. No empathy, remember. They have the inability to see it. Even if you've carefully crafted your revenge to be somehow commensurate with the bad they've inflicted upon you. No, nothing makes them understand. Nothing makes them, oh, she was really mad. Now I see, ooh, I really hurt her. Nothing makes them understand. Zero empathy. They have no ability to understand. And they don't want to. And even if revenge is sought on the narcissist, they'll just say, see, I told you she's crazy. He's crazy. See what they just did? They're crazy. They would never, even in their own minds, equate it to something that is equal treatment for something that they did to you bad. They would never see it that way. The way they behaved was justified. They were entitled to behave the way that they did. Forgive me, you guys, it's allergy season, and I know I look like, puffy eyes and stuff, but the pollen count is high. I keep catching myself once in a while. But nothing will make them understand, and they don't want to. So even if you devised this great sinister plan, and the bad will befall them if you execute correctly, all that does, I'm telling you, is give him fodder for further smearing you, especially as he turns around the bad that befell him at your hands to be the bad thing that you did to him or her. Insert your own pronoun. They'll never say, well, she did that to me because I first did this to her. They won't admit to this to her. They don't see what they did this to her. I told you about an article I wrote once that was called Incident Zero. Incident Zero is the first incident, right? Ground zero, first incident that happens. They're talking about incident 27 that you did to them. Maybe it was revenge. Maybe it was you screamed at them. Maybe you finally blew, whatever it is. But they're talking about incident 27. What about incident numbers 1 through 26? They'll never say that. They'll only say, see, I told you she's crazy. Do you believe what she did to me? This is what she did to me to get revenge. And that's the only story that's going to get out there, according to the narcissist. They're never going to sit in the mirror and say, well, I guess I deserve that. I did this, this, and this to her. I guess I can see why she would do that to me. No. No. All you're going to do is make yourself get twisted up in more negativity. And when they're telling their sob story to anyone that will listen after you've sought revenge onto them, that's when that person might become a flying monkey. If you've retaliated, remember we talk a lot about that. Nobody else understands. We just talked about this Monday, didn't we? Nobody else understands what happens with the narcissist. So you're never going to make your friend understand why you went insane. They're going to see your behavior as something they would never have done. They would have just left. You see? So it's kind of a tricky little situation. So they're going to use it to smear you further. You know, I'd like you to think about also what else you'd be doing if it weren't concentrating on revenge. I'm sure there's more productive things you could do for you, and more productive ways you could be spending your time. That's Minnie snoring right here. I don't know if you could hear that. And I'd like you to think about that, because how you spend your time, minute in, minute out, hour in, hour out, definitely 100% positively affects you, your brain, how you're feeling for the day. If you're wrapped up in revenge all day, that's an ugly place to live. It's a lot of anger, angst, stress, anxiety. That was weird. That happens, when I talk a lot. And I just think that I would like to see you take steps forward in your own life, doing things that don't bring you all those negative things. Instead, bring you energy, positivity. Take a photography class, a pottery class. Spend your time talking on the phone with friends. Stop looking up what he's doing. Stop trying to make him see and understand and realize the hurt he's caused, or she. It's just not a healthy place to reside, you guys. Being surrounded and reminded of hatred and the feeling of revenge and the anger that you had, and holding on to the anger that you had, and wishing they don't have good happen in their lives because of all that they did to you, and thinking they don't deserve their happiness, it really hurts us more than it does them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I just think, I know that they really do take so bloody much. I finally got to the point that I refused to let them have one more iota of me. Your time is valuable and should be reserved for yourself and those that deserve time, is what I'm saying. You know, I'm getting distracted by Minnie snoring. Can you hear that? It's loud. I don't want you guys getting caught up in the world of revenge. I really don't. You have already been through the thick of it with this person. Say you've parted ways, and you concentrate on ways that you can bring harm to his life, and you're checking social media, and maybe it's a workplace thing, and you're trying to make them lose their job, or if it's the next partner, then you're trying to tell the new supply, which I did, not as revenge, but I did that to help her. But many people go to the new supply out of revenge. They want the new supply to know, and they want to ruin the narcissist's life. I didn't care about the narcissist's life by the time I went to the new supply a year and a half ago. I was worried about her. I just want you to recognize that the more negativity you carry around with you, that's not just hokey. That definitely affects your life. I'm an example of that. I walk around this house very differently now than I did 2 years ago. I dropped it. I finally got to the point that I dropped it. Went no contact. You guys have been with me through my journey. I have a lot of opinions on no contact. I finally went no contact for good. exited him from my life, and never looked back. And you can get there as well. Of course you can. But staying tied up in revenge isn't going to get you there. It's going to keep you in the thick of the dysfunction of the relationship. If it's on your mind, if you're feeling like you're devising a plan, you're following them, there's so many things that are involved, and it's taking up your concentration. And you might say, well, how do I get it off my mind? Start doing something else. Figure out what you can do that's a more productive way for you to spend your time. That's why I started this channel. I had all that knowledge, and I thought, how can I put this to good use? But I don't sit around thinking about revenge, and I don't want you to either. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you for watching.